I watched Julie and the Phantoms, and this is what I thought. So I have to admit that I was not interested in this show in the slightest when I first heard of it. I thought it was just a teen show that I really wouldn't find that interesting, but I was wrong. As soon as it came out, it definitely had like a cult following, I believe. And I had a family member telling me how good it was, and I saw it coming up multiple times on my social media, just people doing different types of fan edits. And finally, after seeing so many people talk about how good this is, I decided, let me give this a watch and see if it's really worth the hype that I have been seeing. If you haven't heard of this show, it follows a girl named Julie, and she lost her mother recently, and ever since then, her love for music was not what it used to be. And while thinking about her mom, she goes through her old stuff and found an old CD that she had. She decided to play it, and once she played it, 3 teen ghosts appeared, and they happened to be the ghost of a band of the CD she was playing. So these 3 teen ghosts are from the past, and they were in a band, and now they have appeared to Julie. So that is all I'm gonna say about this show before I get to spoiler territory. So just letting you know, you have been warned, but that is the general base of the show. Julie plays a CD, then these 3 ghosts appear to her, and basically that's the beginning of the show. Okay, so when we start the show off, we see that there are 4 teen boys that were about to perform, and then 3 of them decide to grab some hot dogs before the show from this questionable place where they've been cooked. And unfortunately, this leads to the band member's death. And now they are back and as ghosts. So when Julie plays a CD, they appear to her, and they kind of have been, it looks like, in limbo before this time. And now they're kind of back. Julie is the only one that can see them, and they're really not sure why they are connected to her specifically. They figured out is that when they sing and play with Julie, people can hear and see them play with her. But when they're not playing instruments or playing together with her, no one else can see them. And they're not really sure why this is happening either. But as the show goes on, we see each of them do need each other. Julie needs these group of phantoms, these ghosts, to help her find her love for music again, and they need her to help them move on and cross over. They don't know why they're still here, but they know they have some type of unfinished business, and that's why they haven't gone into the light or crossed over into where they need to be. And as I mentioned before, there were 4 band members, but only 3 of them had died. So it turns out the one of them that hasn't, the guys end up finding out who he is, and he ended up stealing most of their songs and taking them as his own for his solo career, because I guess they were dead and no one else could claim those songs, so he stole them as his own. And eventually, after he stopped using their songs, anything else he wrote after was kind of trash because he wasn't a writer. But now he's kind of profiting off of songs from his old bandmates. So that's what happened to the 4th member. He's an adult now, and he took their work and used it for his own. But he is not really the big villain in this TV show. The big villain is in this world is this ghost guy, and he can have people that are ghosts and people who are living see him. And he can also show living people other ghosts. So one of the dreams of these 3 teens is that they always wanted to be a band and perform in front of people, and unfortunately they died before they got to do that. And the one good thing that they have going with Julie is that when they play with her, people are able to see them perform. But she's only a high schooler. She's not getting into big venues or getting a lot of eyes on her. But this guy, he has the power to do that, and these guys can tour with him, and he's offering them all this stuff. He's like, I can make your dreams come true. You guys can play like you wanted to. Just gotta come with me and work for me, basically. And this is a big decision. They do contemplate it because this is something they always wanted. They don't want to have to only perform with Julie, even though Julie has been there for them and kind of helped them see their dream. They kind of want to be on their own, at least some of them. But after all some discussing and thinking, they decide not to work with this man. and he ends up kind of marking them as well without their knowledge. So when they say no and tell him, no, we're not going to work with you, but thanks for the offer, this mark that he gave them starts making them glitch a little bit, and he's the only one able to stop it. And if they don't do what he wants, then they could be gone forever and not even able to cross over. But fortunately, near the end of the season, their love or their determination for Julie and what this bond they all have is stronger than this mark this man has put on the three of them, and they're able to kind of break this little spell that he put them under. So I love that, and I thought that was really cool to see them come back to Julie and be there for her. But since they were able to break this spell, that didn't stop this villain there. He is trying to do all he can to get these guys. And one reason he's so determined is because I guess he's never seen that anyone be able to do something like he can do. Usually only ghosts can see ghosts, and living people can only see living people. And he has been that only bridge where some ghosts can have living people see them because of him. And now that these guys are able to perform in front of people and people can see and hear them because of Julie, he's not liking that. He's like, no, I should be the one able to do this. So because of that, this is how the season ended. He entered into somebody's body from Julie's school that she kind of has a crush on, and they're good friends. And so he enters into that boy, and then the boy goes to her house, rings the doorbell, asks to come hang out and come in. And Julie sees him, nothing seems strange because she knows his kid. She's like, sure, come in. And that's how it ends, y'all. Yes, it ends on a cliffhanger. And unfortunately, this show only has one season. So yeah, we're just stuck with that cliffhanger, wondering what will be. Like, come on. And if I didn't mention before, like, how dare I, this show is also a musical show, and it's also from the mind of Kenny Ortega. So the music is good. And when I say, like, I have been listening to some of the songs, so good. There's a couple in there that I really, really like, and I have been listening to over and over again. This is the same man that brought us, like, High School Musical. Come on now. He is a genius with these types of things. So it's going to be a good show, and the music's going to be great. But after watching it, I am very surprised this didn't get a second season. I think it was really good. I've seen it a lot on my social media and timelines and things like that, with people saying how good it was and how they want a second season. And just because of how strong the fan base was, I think it deserved a second season. There was something in the show I didn't love, and I wasn't sure how to feel about, and it was mostly the relationship between Julie and one of the main ghosts. And I'm pretty sure that ghost's name was Luke. And it was just weird. I don't know. I didn't really love it. And I feel like people do ship them. I don't love it just because, like, there's nowhere it can go. Like, literally, there's nowhere it can go. He is a ghost. So that's why I'm like, no, I don't like this. So I don't know if they're going to lean, if there was another season, if they would lean more into that, if they would lean more into this, this dude who's, like, in her school around her age, who's a living person, for her to, like, have a more romantic relationship with. He's from, like, the 90s, I believe. So he looks like so he died when he's a teenager, but he's older. And then, like, she's human, she's younger. They're from different eras. Like, I just don't love it. I didn't love that part. Like, I guess in, like, the show, they're relatively similar age. But I couldn't get my head wrapped around it. And I know people ship them, and I can understand why. But for me, I wasn't feeling it. Like, I didn't want them to be together, That's just me. But other than that, I really enjoyed watching the show. It definitely had its emotional moments as well, dealing with grief and losing someone really close to you. And then these teen boys dealing with, like, they're gone and they're never going to be able to see their families again. Like, they can, like, see them, but not really be with them. And so there's definitely an emotional song in this show about that. So it's really sad. It deals with a lot of that. But it is a good teen show. And even if you're not a teen, I I suggest you give this a watch as well. If you're honestly just a fan of Kenny Ortega and his work, I would definitely check this out. He does it again. He does great, and it's very unfortunate this didn't get renewed for a second season. I'm hoping maybe they can do like I don't know, maybe like a movie to come back and like end it. I would really just love to see one more thing from this cast and this group of people to kind of just give it a good final like closing and goodbye, even if it can't be like another season. Because I think it's just a really cool storyline. It was very interesting and different. The music was good, and I think it definitely had a lot of potential. I think it definitely would have been a great second season. So I had a great time watching the show. Definitely more than I thought I would. So I'm going to be giving this 3.5 stars. It is definitely a good teen show that both young teens and adults can watch. Also, maybe like a family show, maybe a show you might want to consider. I think it's good for all ages. I definitely wish, like I said before, that there was a way that this can come back for more. I'm never going to say never. The amount of reboots we have been having, anything can happen. So maybe there's a chance for this to come back in either movie or TV form or in some way, so we can get a good ending or closure, I should say. In the meantime, I'm just going to re-listen to some of these songs, and if you have watched this show, what did you guys think? Like, did you love it? Did you not like it? Do you think it should have gotten a second season? Or if you want to comment below, what's your favorite song from this season? Definitely let me know. There's a couple I like, but I want to see if mine match up with y'all's. So again, this is only one season, and you can catch it on Netflix if you are interested. If you have not already seen this, but I'm hoping if you're listening to this, you probably already watched the show. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Feel free to check out my website for any more TV content, and I will link that below. Also, I will link below any socials if you guys want to feel free to follow any of those. But I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, week, month, hopefully a good rest of your year as well. And until next time, bye.